The Midday Show, live on QBS.
Today we're celebrating International Family Day, and we all know social media and society often paints this picture of a flawless and perfect family, but the reality, it's much more layered than that. It's like an onion. It's got many, many layers, and that's where the real beauty lies. Joining me is someone who works with families every day, and we've had her on the show before, and I'm very happy to have her back. I did say we would bring you back for another discussion. And this is Aaliya Masoodi, the founder of Family Bond, which is an initiative that supports modern families, advocating conscious parenting and promoting family wellness. Aaliya, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much. I just want to start with something. Like today I just wrote something in the morning. So families don't need to be perfect. They need to be present, not just in rooms, but in hearts, ears and intentions. So on this International Day of Families, let's celebrate not how we live together, but how we connect together.
I love that. That's very, very beautiful. I did see that on your story. And it's very beautiful and it's very true. We don't need to be perfect. We need to be present.
Yes.
That is the most important thing. So getting straight into it. First of all, can you tell us what is Family Bond and how does it support modern families navigating through all of the messiness and the chaos and the beauty of a real family?
Yes, that's what. Family Bond, actually, it's a passion-driven, or what you say, purpose-driven movement. It starts from my own journey, from my own parenting journey when I became mother, the bond I shared with my children, the time we used to spend. I realized the importance of family bonding, the things I need to work on myself, my reparenting myself and the other things. So this is something very personal, family bond. So it came from my own personal journey, and we gave it a name just 2 years before, Family Bond. So because it is all about helping families to bond together, make those connections stronger, and nurturing those family connections. Because as today we are living in this world which we say as fast paced, right?
Yes,
super fast paced and gadget screen driven world. So what I realized, that we need to slow down. Families need to slow down in this all fast paced life. They are just not enjoying that present moments with their children. They're always on the screens, not being present,
not really cherishing each other. We're taking it for granted. The family time.
Yeah, true. Only just they want the perfect picture, right? So they click the perfect pictures, they just smile like that way, and then showing the perfection to the world around them.
Right.
But that's not true. That's definitely not true. So Family Bond is a movement which helps the families to slow down and to just be present for their children in this fast-paced and screen-driven world. So how do we do this is that we connect families through our workshops, through our most importantly, inclusive workshops, inclusive kids club. We have Family Bond Kids Club, Family Bond Ladies Club. We meet every month with different themes, the themes which we need to work in the family structure, like emotional awareness, emotional intelligence, screen management, being present with your children, family bonding. So that's how we support these modern families. We create customized plannings, how they can, for example, if a family is suffering from screen addiction, so they are not able to bond with each other, they are not able to continue the family values, stick with those values, so children don't listen to their parents. So we create plans which suits them, their family, which helps them to make those connections, stronger and nurture that family connections.
That's amazing. That's really great to hear. Now, we've all heard of the quote-unquote perfect family stereotype. 2 parents, happy kids, no problems. They're the type that they have dinner at 7 p.m. They're all sitting together.
Oh, no.
Their clothes are pristine, absolutely no stains on them.
No.
So this is the stereotype that we know of, right?
Yeah.
But we know that life doesn't work like that.
No.
So my question is, when we say a myth of the perfect family, what exactly are we breaking, and what's the harm in striving for that idea?
Yeah, true. It's like as a mom of 3 kids and like conscious parenting advocate or an educator, I have truly, believe me, I have seen how damaging this myth can be. We
grew up in that myth.
Yeah, exactly. It's a stereotype, same conditioned society myth, our worth is decided on how we appear or how we act. But that's not true. And also the social media. Social media has played a great role because it shows only the, the real, not the real life.
Right. Real as in R-E-L,
real, exactly. Those perfect smiles and, happy time. But that's not true. It's actually the illusion. Perfection is illusion. It's not, it's a cage, it's an illusion.
Only God is perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Two parents, as you mentioned, always kids smiling, spotless home. It's just illusion, nothing else.
Right.
But real families actually are very messy. They are very imperfect. One day they'll be having they'll be planning a good dinner, they'll be arranging everything, and everything will go perfect, and they'll feel like, oh, now it's going to be same. But next day you will see same kids crying and having meltdowns on the dinner table.
Yeah.
Right. So this is a very real and raw situation in every family. So this is just a illusion. It's not true. There is no perfect family like that. And when we chase that perfect image, we silently shame ourselves for every meltdown and every disagreement, every imperfect moment. So at Family Bond, what we do is that we break that myth by embracing authenticity. We tell families it's okay to struggle. It's okay to have it all together. Because, growth happens in chaos, right? In the effort, in the love you pour every single day in your family. So striving for perfection makes us, I feel like if you're striving for perfection, it really makes us to perform. We are performing more than we are embracing, and that helps us to connect. No, that's definitely not. We don't do that. It's if we strive for perfection, it becomes the performance, and that is the shift. That is the shift we need to do. We need to stand for that. We need to be the imperfect. Let's call ourselves imperfect families, where we have good moments also and we have bad moments also.
Right.
And we embrace everything because we learn, we heal, and we grow together.
Right. So in today's society where, as we said, it's very fast-paced, we're always online, and it can get overwhelming.
Yes.
How can families stay grounded and connected with each other in this kind of environment? Should we implement, for example, an hour a day, no screens, sitting together and just talking and enjoying our presence?
Definitely. That's what because I told you this family bond comes from my own journey, because I did all those things. I slowed down my life. I spent time with my kids. When my friends were complaining that they want to just send these kids to school, they're waiting for the morning that they want to send kids to the school. I used to embrace those moments when my kids are around home and we are enjoying our moments and everything together. That's why this family bond, we are helping families that to slow down and to create those traditions for which they don't have time to think, how we are going to connect with each other, what are the things we need to do, because they are very busy. So we are creating them the plans, we're giving them the plans. This is the thing, how you have to work. For example, you can have a tea time together. You can start small traditions, like you can have a weekly meal which you can cook together as a tradition. So small traditions, when we do at home together, we read together, we do journaling together. These small moments are, they can help us to be grounded, to remain grounded in this fast-paced life. So small moments like different moments like doing some activities together, going for a walk, simple things. So we have to make sure that parents, that at least in our routine, we have to take some time out every day. Quantity does not matter, but quality, like quality time, being present there, being present for your child, and go for a walk. Leave your phones. The simple thing is put down your phone, right? Put down your phone and stay with your kid, go for a walk, do some coloring, some drawing, but be present. Be present around your child. Yeah, that's the small thing we can do. Put down our phone. We can start from there. I
think it's the best thing we can do.
Yeah, small. And we can start from here. Once we put down the phone, you believe me, we feel present. We feel mindful when we are around kids. And kids are our best teachers, and they teach us how to be present. Because, when they are playing with their toys, they are so present. They are so indulged in that moment. It's really they role model to us, like how it is to be present, how to remain present. are not usually these days.
Right. I love that. I like the energy. I love
Yeah.
where this conversation is going. Okay, so nowadays families come in all different shapes and forms, right? We have blended families, single parent homes,
Yes.
adoptive families, chosen families, and they all deserve to be seen and respected. So how can we as a society begin to expand our definition of family to be more inclusive? Because me personally, I grew up in a single parent home. Of course, it started out with two parents, but then it became a single parent home, right? So how can we give those families the respect they deserve as a society,
Yes.
and begin to start acknowledging this is a family nonetheless?
Yes, true. We'll go back to that same thing. We have to come out of that, narrowing that by unlearning the narrow lens. The narrow lens we have got from conditioned society, where we don't accept any other inclusion, where we don't follow or accept inclusion. So it's not only about like single parents, adoptive parents, or co-parents, like different kind of families we have families of neurodivergent families also. So what we can do is that we have to educate our new generation,
Yes.
like our children. So we have to educate them, make them understand, aware about the different type of different structures in our families. For example, if we talk about the neurodivergent families, the families with autistic children, with ADHD, with other dyslexia, other learning difficulties. So what can we do is that we have to educate our children regarding the differences, like
Right.
how our brain works. So once we make them aware, according to age, having age appropriate talks with them, that's more important. Like, we have to look at their age and talk age appropriately with them, and give them the concept and make them aware about the inclusivity, the different type of families, who are co-parenting, who are single parents, who are like adoptive. So every one of them, and we have to make them understand that every one of these families, the structure may be different, but they are raising emotionally rich and resilient kids. So everyone is doing their best, right? So one dad who is raising his autistic son, once he told me, right, we may be just two, but our love is loud. Like these are simple things. So that's family.
Right.
What else we need? That's family. So let's normalize chosen love over unexpected structure, that
Right.
stereotyped expected structures we have. So we have to educate our children. Let's look at chose love, right? Chosen love. Language matters. That starts saying family of love instead of broken family. So
Right.
simple things we can. So respect begins there. When we educate our new generation, our children, about inclusion, different type of families, age appropriately. That's most importantly. We can't overwhelm them with the much information which they can't process. So let's have age appropriate talks with our children regarding the different blended forms of family in our society, inclusive, and promote inclusion.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense. I love that. It always starts with educating our kids.
Yeah, making awareness, and it starts from the home.
Right.
It starts from home. So that's the best thing we can do by educating our children. So once we have the new generation, they will be very inclusive. They'll be respecting the whole structure, family structure in our community.
How are today's children affected by the idea of the perfect family, especially in the age of social media and comparison? I imagine it, honestly, just social media, seeing how it harms adults,
Yes.
I can't imagine. I mean, I can, because I grew up in the age where Instagram just started.
Yeah.
I was the first of my family to open an Instagram account. After that, they started opening their own accounts. But like growing up in the age of social media, when everything was brand new and it was all just starting, right? The beginning of it was terrible, and it's only gotten worse.
It is indeed. And it's like same, the children, they're drowning in comparison.
They are.
They are like, I had, my friend told me a few days before, her daughter said to her, like, why don't you dress up like that mom of my friend? Check her social media pictures. See.
Yeah.
So like she felt very broken. She was like very sad. And when she shared it with me, and I was like, oh my God, this is something, like It's so sad. It's very unfortunate. So like, because kids internalize, everything.
They do.
The perfect family illusion breeds a shame and insecurity. Parents need to show their struggles. They don't have to hide them. They have to show their vulnerability, their sad moments, their bad moments. The more they will be showing it to role modeling it to their children, the children will understand the real picture of the family, the real picture of the world, not the real what they are seeing on the Instagram. So parents need to show, they need to be real, they need to come out of that illusion of perfection, to act or to perform, in a way that society expects them. So they have to come out of that. They have to say, we are different, but we are real. We can't be same. We are real. So celebrate. How can they do is like they can celebrate their family milestones, their family best moments. Like not that Pinterest dreams. Like not that. Sure. Yeah. So they have to reflect that. Hang pictures that reflect the journey. Right. So kids will feel secure, and then when the truth is louder than appearance. So we have to do this. We have to be very real in front of our children, show them our weak moments, show them what we go through, so that they will feel like this is real. And the social media, it's real. It's not real. So it's the parents' job. They have to be very truthful and they don't have to hide their vulnerable moments and their imperfect things to their kids. That's very important. So they won't be drowned in that comparison, what we said. They won't compare. They will be always proud of their family, how they are. Imperfect, but real, raw.
How does the pressure to appear like a perfect family affect real relationships at home?
It does. Because when you're not real, you're not present. It's like same, you're performing all the time. So it will affect, mostly it will affect your kids, because kids, they internalize everything. They understand everything. You can't manipulate them. They understand. They can feel. They feel your vibes. They feel your mind. They can read your mind. So it will affect. It will affect the relationship between you and your child. It will affect the relationship between you and your partner. It will affect everything around you. So because kids, your family, they with you. They understand. They read your expressions. They read your mind. They get those vibes. It will affect them. Definitely.
For sure. Because it also... Kids are built on authenticity. Authenticity.
Yes.
They don't know how to be anybody but themselves.
Yes.
So when you're putting a mask on not just them but yourself as well, it puts them in a space where they know they cannot communicate with you because you're not emotionally mature enough to handle their feelings or what they want to say to you. So they put a mask on themselves as well because they know it makes mommy and daddy happy.
Definitely.
And they struggle to communicate. Also, they see you struggling to communicate. And it puts them in a space with also people outside of the family where they're like, why should I even bother expressing my emotions? Because they're gonna start thinking that everybody is gonna react exactly the same way mommy and daddy does, which is not good.
Which is not good. I would like to share with you, just few days before, I was upset, but I was around about something, but when I am around kids, so I'm enjoying, I was happy, but I was upset with somebody, so when that somebody entered the home, my expression changed. So I have to be like, I have to pretend like I'm upset with that person, so I'm like having this upset expression on my face, and my daughter, she looked at me and said, why are you acting like this? Because you were perfectly fine just few minutes before laughing, and suddenly you are just masking, you're trying to showing something to someone, like you're upset with them. Why you are acting different? So but I'm very happy that she spoke, because I'm raising her like that, she should speak the truth. So I was like, see, because kids understand everything. It affects them. So they will understand, like, see, my parents they can have this dual personality, right? She was very fine right now before a few minutes with me, and suddenly now she saw this person and she's like this. So it's truly, we are role modeling to them, like same what you mentioned before. So it will. So what you have to do is that you have to choose presence over perfection. We have to choose presence over perfection. Let's say to ourselves, let's affirm it every day. We have to choose presence over perfection. That's what is going to help us to make those strong family bonds.
Right. We have another question. How can we teach children to recognize and regulate their emotions without shame? Without shame.
You have to be... can you please repeat the question?
How can we teach children to recognize and regulate their emotions without shame?
By normalizing the emotions at your home, by regulating yourself, by role modeling yourself, by teaching ourselves that emotions, that how to express, because we have not been allowed to express our emotions, so we have to allow ourselves to show the expressions, show the how we feel, and then it's role model it to your children.
Right.
So what you can do is that you have to once you validate their emotions. For example, if a child is crying, you don't have to ask them to stop or
be aggressive with them.
Definitely not. So you have to be quiet, you have to show them presence, we are here, but let those emotions come out. You can't ask them to stop, because it's an anger, and I really say it's a beautiful emotion, because it really teaches us what is happening inside us. That's why I always say it's a beautiful emotion, anger. So your child is feeling something, or you're feeling something, let it come out. You should not harm, your child should not harm, or you should not harm anyone with your hands or with your actions, with your words, right, when you're angry. So you can role model that. You can role model that yourself. You don't have to, the things you will say to your child when they are angry, that's definitely that will not cause shame and guilt to them.
Right.
Shame and guilt will happen when you are using those words, asking them to stop. You're not allowed to express your emotions. You have to stop crying, and why you're crying. I really get annoyed when parents sometimes ask their children why you're angry, why you're crying, why you're being like this. There is something happening inside them. That's why they're like that. Let them regulate. Don't judge them. Don't shame them.
Right.
After some time, once they regulate, they'll come up to you and then sit with them and ask them what was the thing that was bothering you, why you were crying, why you were upset. But don't ask them stop crying. Don't ask them why you're crying, because they're not in that position to tell you the reason behind that. They are dysregulated. It happens with us. So you have to be emotionally aware, and you have to educate yourself that you don't have to create shame or guilt to your child when they are expressing their emotions.
Because like you said, it happened to us, and it does happen to us. And now as adults, when we cry or show any emotion that isn't content or joy or happiness, we cry and we're like, oh, I'm so sorry for crying.
Yes.
And then we hear from other people, don't be sorry. Let it out.
Yes, definitely.
But it's so difficult to process these words of let it out and don't be sorry, because we never had the space
to express our
children.
emotion. Yes.
Yeah.
But today, children are lucky. Parents are getting very aware, thanks to social media also. This is a positive thing.
It's a gift and a curse.
It's a gift and a curse. So parents are very aware now, they allow children to express their emotions. But what happens is that because sometimes when they are themselves dysregulated, they won't be able to help a child to get regulate.
Right.
So that's why for that reason we have to fill our cup. Parents have to fill their cups. So once they fill their cups, they do things that makes them happy, that makes them relaxed. It's very easy process to help your child to regulate in that process. But once you are dysregulated yourself, you can't help it. You can make the situation very worse. And in that case, I would like to mention here, I would like to request the parents, if the listeners who are listening to me, if you see one parent dysregulated, if you see your wife or your husband dysregulated, kindly be regulated. At least you be regulated. Okay, don't create a situation at your home which that can cause a trauma to your children.
Right.
So role model, one parent should be regulated. They should have this validation that she's not fine or he's not fine right now. Let me handle the kids right now. Let me validate children's emotions till the other parent gets regulated. So it's like helping each other to grow and to heal.
Right. And speaking of trauma, we got this question: how do childhood wounds affect our parenting style?
It does, because we repeat. We repeat the things we have seen. We have been hurt by the things in our childhood. We repeat the same things with our children.
Right.
So it does.
I feel like it can go either way depending on self-awareness.
Yes. Yeah.
And the healing journey.
Exactly.
I feel like either you repeat.
Yeah. Or you heal.
So you either, because I see the either or happening a lot. So if it's unhealed and it's still there and affecting you,
Yeah.
you will repeat the same actions your parents did to you.
Yeah.
Which is, if you see your child crying, I'll give you something to cry
Something-
about, right? We've all heard that.
Yeah.
So when it's unhealed, you tend to repeat,
Yes.
despite telling yourself, up until you became a parent, I will never repeat the same mistakes as my
yeah.
parents. But
We
how
all
can
say
you
that.
tell the difference when you've got so much unhealed trauma?
Traumas.
But if you're self-aware enough, that's when I notice, gentle but stern parenting.
Yes, exactly. 80%, let's say 70% at least, we are doing not repeating the same mistakes
Right.
what our parents did. And it starts from the motherhood or the fatherhood. Once you become parents, your children are like your mirror. They will reflect everything. They will show you your imperfections, your things you need to work on. So they will act like that mirror, and you don't have to that ego, that parent ego, that our parents have had this parent ego thing. We don't have to repeat that. So we have to leave that parent ego, and we have to see that children are as a mirror, and work on the things that needs to be healed, that are childhood trauma. It affects, you can see in our daily situation, in our daily scenarios, we repeat the things what has been
Right.
our parents have done in such situations. We repeat those things. That's what we call imperfect family.
For sure.
Imper-
Now, before we take a break, let's answer this one last question. What behaviors signal that screen time is interfering with family connection?
Yeah, these behaviors.
When you're sitting all together and you're all on your phones
Yeah,
instead of communicating. I think that's one sign.
That's the one sign. And also in children, you will see they ask for attention. When they are mostly cranky, they are having meltdowns. It means that there's lack of connection. There's a lack of attention. You're not giving children, your child attention. You're on the phone, and it's that at that sort of time it feels okay because your child is playing and you're on the phone. But they needed that attention. They needed that time, and then it will come back to you
Right.
after some time, and you will leave the phone and you will say, hey, what happened in just few minutes? What happened? It's just because you came home and you didn't give attention to your child. This is what how it comes back to you.
Definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
Screen time is...
That's why we created this family bond to help the families to reconnect back in this screen driven and gadget driven world right now, fast paced, to slow down, be present, then show perfection, choose presence over perfection, stick to those values, the values from your culture that helps us to bond with each other. There are so
Right.
many things in our culture, right? We used to sit together, we used to have weekends together, families, we used to have those celebrations together, small
Right,
things
yeah.
that are the best things in our culture. So let's stick to those things.
Let's
That
bring it
suits,
back,
let's
yeah.
bring those things from your culture back that helps us to bond, other than sticking to the screens and this.
For sure. I there's so many ways that we grew up with,
Yeah.
right? For example, having a board game night, right? You bring
Yeah.
out the Monopoly or
Yes.
Jenga, whatever. Have a night dedicated to that. Because for me, growing up, we all knew Friday, family day.
Yes.
That's it. There's no if or what's, when, buts about it.
Yeah.
Friday is for family.
Friday is still a family day,
Right.
but their families are not mentally present in the
Yeah,
family day.
for
These
sure.
things have changed. So still families go on weekends, they go out, but mostly they are
Right.
they are on their phone. They're spending their time on the phone, and the children are playing with themselves.
Right.
So that has changed, and that is what we have to bring back.
Right.
We have to be present with our
For
children.
me, growing up, how we used to spend our Fridays is, we'd wake up, I'd make breakfast for my dad,
Yeah.
with my mom in the kitchen, with my sisters. We'd all be making breakfast. And then, obviously, my dad and my brothers go for Friday prayer.
Yes.
When they come back, we bring out the karaoke machine.
Yeah.
We would do that for a couple of hours, and then we get ready, we go to Doha, visit his family, and then have dinner outside somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, it was perfect because at that time we barely had the screens.
Yes.
Right? Our parents used to only use them for phone calls,
Yes.
right? I don't even think I've ever seen my parents text.
Yeah, true. And our mental health was very fine those days, because if we sometimes used to feel low, we had family around. So we are talking, we are meeting our cousins, we are sharing our
Right.
sorrows, our happiness, we are laughter, and everything is, we are we end up very relaxed and very fresh. But now we are with friends, we are with people we love, but we are still tired, we are still overwhelmed, we are still,
Right.
we have fatigue.
I think
Yeah, it's because, it's
constantly digesting
digesting,
content
yeah.
and things like that. It is overwhelming and exhausting.
And
It's draining.
Yes, and in this type of situation, the only thing that can help us is that family. Being
Right.
present in family. Family is the solution of everything, believe me. It helps you. It has helped me as a mother. It has helped me to look at my imperfections, with things I need to work on. And it's helping the other parents also, I'm sure. It's just we needed constant reminders
Yes.
to be present.
We have a listener who said, growing up, I used to envy my friend's family. They had dinner together every night, laughed a lot, and even prayed together. I thought they were the quote-unquote perfect family. Years later, I found out they were quietly dealing with addiction, financial stress, and silence in place of real connection. It taught me that perfection is often a mask people wear to feel safe in a judgmental world. And we couldn't agree more.
Yeah, we couldn't agree. It's true. That's what we were talking about. It's just that mask, people. We have to be aware about this. That we don't have to. We can feel jealous sometimes. I don't think
Right.
that feeling is not wrong. We can feel. Our feelings can never be wrong. We should in fact accept our feelings. Let us feel what happens at this, that specific moment when we feel jealous or we envy or something like that. I wish, so cute, those words. It's very normal. It's not something wrong.
Right.
But
It's human.
Yeah, it's human. But but see, he realized later on. He realized that. So, but what we can do here is that we can manage our thoughts.
Right.
Yeah, that feeling we can't reject. Accept your feeling of being jealous or envy sometimes and looking at a feeling.
happens.
Yeah, it happens. But what we can control is our thoughts. That our family is not perfect. See, look, their family is perfect. So this is something that is under our control. So we
Right.
have to work on that. Controlling our thoughts, managing our thoughts of thinking like something is wrong with us, and that is the perfect picture, and we should have been there.
Right.
So we have to manage our
100%. I
perspective.
agree. Hamad Khan is asking, do you think there's more pressure now than before to appear like a happy family?
Yes, it
Of
is.
course.
Of course, it is due to the social media, everything. So there is a pressure, but this perfection was taught by this society, right? By the
Right.
culture, and this is still right now because of the social media, because of sharing everything on social media, uploading everything. We show the perfection, so there is a pressure, and this pressure takes toll on mental health. It does.
It does,
It
yeah.
does, it
Not
does
just
that.
ours, but our kids.
Kids and
Yeah.
everyone around us, and also the people who are watching us, because we are showing them this is. So they may also be having those feelings of envy, jealous, insecurity, not feeling self-doubt, not enough, or they're not doing enough for their family. They're not making that perfection. So we have to come out of this illusion. There is nothing like perfection.
Yeah, and we can't stress enough. Perfection is an illusion.
Some people talk and some people don't talk. So if some people talk about it, feel like it's the same things happening in other families also, but they don't talk. They
Right.
show us something. So don't believe everything you see.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's always more going on beyond the surface.
Yeah.
Everything we see is a surface image, right?
Yeah.
Even me as a host, what I show is a surface image of
Exactly,
myself
yes.
on the radio, on Instagram. It's not really who I am.
Truly. Behind camera, behind the spotlight, behind screen, we have our own flaws and our strengths.
For
So,
sure.
yeah,
100%. We have a listener who's asking, what are some signs that a family might be dealing with conflict and not just not feeling connected with each other?
Silence.
Silence is so loud.
Yes,
So
silence is
loud.
loud. When you get silence, when you don't speak about emotions, when you get numb, you have to understand there is something. There is something. This person is not being seen. This person is not being heard. When that person feels lonely and he's complaining that I'm lonely, I feel lonely, I'm not being seen, I'm not being heard. You have to sit with them, and you have to, without being judgmental and without criticizing them, and just listen to them. What is in their heart, what they want to say. Like, the smiles we see, like sometimes forced smiles in our families. Somebody's smiling, but it's a forced smile because they're not happy inside. They are lonely. So it's your responsibility as a member of the family to reach out to that person, sit with them and ask them what is happening. Please tell me. I want to help you.
Right.
And really that by heart, not just taking out the things from from that family member, his imperfections, his vulnerability, like that. No, with really intentions, good intentions, ask them what is happening. So if you get silenced in your own family and you feel like walking on eggshells in a family routine, that means there's no peace. This is a survival. Like we are trying to survive here. There's no peace, and we nobody should grow up in such an environment where they are on the survival mode.
Right.
Like there's nobody, neither parents and nor children. So it's like if we see something like that, we have to break that pattern. We have to provide emotional safety to our family members by listening to them, by making them feel they are heard, they are seen. We can hear them, and by not being judgmental or anything like that with them, just listening to them and reaching out to your family members and giving that emotional security. That is very, very important. So if you see any family member like suddenly they have got quiet, they're not talking about, they're being numb, they're forcing that smile on their face, you have to reach out to them and talk to them and listen to them. What is something? Yeah, they might be stressed about something happening in the family or some situation. A simple talk can help them to come out of that situation and not make things worse and conflict like that.
And the biggest thing is listening with no judgment.
Of course, that's very important. You have to be very authentic. Family is foundation. Family's foundation is based on the authenticity. You have to be authentic, and you have any relationship, in the world, you have to be genuine. So more you're authentic, more you're genuine, you have to respect that. Other person in the family, they have to respect the other person's authenticity and genuinity, and they have to be like very good listeners. Yeah,
of course. Now, before we take a break, we have a listener who is asking, how can an overexhausted mother regulate her emotions?
By talking about her emotions. That's the simple thing, easiest thing she can do. She feels she's exhausted, you have to say. Okay, I'll just give you a simple example from my real life situation. Just few days before, I was overwhelmed. I felt overwhelmed. I'm a mother of 3 kids. Okay. I'm a homeschooling mother. I'm a social entrepreneur. I'm doing so many things. I felt very overwhelmed. I was like, I told my husband, I told my family that I need a break. I need a break, and I am overwhelmed. I'm stressed. And like my husband, he was saying, you can go for a salon, go for shopping, you can get fresh, So I categorically told him, no, I don't need that. I need silence, because I was emotionally, physically, mentally feeling overwhelmed. So I just left the house and I went to some place where I can have that solace and the silence. So after taking a 5-hour break or 6-hour break, I was back to my family, happy and fresh. I didn't escape, right? This is not, we can't escape from a situation, but we really do need breaks to get fresh, to feel that, to get that energy back, to get recharged, and have that be present for our children and our family. So the best thing what a mother can do is she can speak about her emotions. She don't have to get numb or feel guilty, like, no, I should not feel like this, emotionally exhausted because I'm not supposed to do that, because I'm a mother. I have to be always like, perfect. So once she talks about her emotions, her vulnerability, that she feels exhausted, I think the family, then the next step is the family support. The family members around them, they have to provide that support to her, emotional support. Yes, you need this break, you're emotionally, how can we help you? So how can we help you? Can we help you by taking the children out of the house, or can we can give you a break to go and have some fun with your friends, or just go somewhere and relax and chill? So this is the responsibility of the family members, but the main important thing is about the mother herself or a father, who have to come and speak about their emotions, what they feel. So this is the thing. This is the most important thing. A simple thing.
That. It's very simple. Yeah, it's simple, but it's also hard.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard, right? Because as a parent in general, you feel the weight of the world is on your shoulders, right?
And then
the guilt.
Yeah.
The guilt. Especially with mothers, they're like, how can I take a break? How can I leave my children? How can I do this, right? But I need one. You need one.
You need one.
It's essential for us to have a moment and restart. Yesterday I was speaking to a guest about the midlife crisis, and I said, I'm not midlife, obviously. I'm still quite young, but I've had many crises in my life. I've had one at 16. I've had one at 20, 25. I've had multiple crises in my life where I'm just like questioning my purpose. So I was recalling a time in 2018 when I was, debating dropping out of university, right? It was a big moment, and my mom, luckily, although being an Asian mom, she was very supportive. She said, I want you to think about it. Just do me that one favor and think about it, because you're almost at the finish line. Few months left. But if you really want to do it, I will support you. No questions asked. We'll do it. It's fine. So she's like, but tell me, what do you need right now? I was like, look, I am so overwhelmed. I can't think. I need a break. So I told her, for 2 weeks, don't contact me.
Yes.
And tell my siblings I love them, but don't contact me. I don't want to hear from anybody. I just need to clear my head.
Yes.
Right? So I went away for 2 weeks, cleared my head, came back, and I was like, no, I have to finish it. For myself. Not for my mom, not for anyone else. I have to finish it for myself.
My own self, yeah.
So even, as a mother, you can do that. It's very valid.
It's very valid.
You are valid. If you are not regulated,
nobody's going to come to help you. You have to help yourself.
Exactly.
And the best help you can do is yourself by talking about your emotions, coming out of that mother guilt which we have been conditioned with, and talking about your emotions. That I feel tired, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, I want a break. I want a break. And then I told you, the next step, the next responsibility is of the family member. And also she can recognize here who is supporting her, who is supportive, whether her husband is supportive partner or no, or they're not understanding, they're not validating her feelings. She will recognize, she will realize those things. It's very important to speak about your emotions. It's very important.
Of course. Yeah, of course. Important. We have a listener who's asking, is it normal to feel guilt or shame when my family doesn't match what I thought it should be? I think it's normal.
But I just want to ask, like, why is feel shame? I think it should be like, he should feel sad, like what his perception of family, perfect family is. More than feeling guilt or shame, it's like he should be feeling, maybe he's feeling sad, like, he's sad, and so maybe, but he's calling it giving it the vocabulary like shame or guilt. So he is let's be in his real scenario, what he's feeling, that his family, he must be feeling sad. What he can do, and this feeling is okay, normal, it's fine, he can feel like that, but what he can do is that instead of regretting on it, instead of complaining on it, he can work on it with his partner. They can have a meeting, they can talk about what are the things that can help them to feel at least not perfect, but at least good, like intentional family with good intentions of helping each other to grow and to have a very good present family, but not the perfect family. So this is a thing what I think, if you are having those feelings of sadness, you're feeling embarrassed that your family is not having a good time, rather than complaining and regretting on this, let's be real about the situation. Why is it happening? What could be the reasons? What could be the reasons of not having that happiness, I won't say or perfect, but at least that present family, that intentional family. So yeah, they need to sit together with their partner and work out on those things, like what are the things that needs to be worked on in their family to make at least they can be grateful. Right. Other than being happy or perfect, at least grateful family for the small moments in your life. So yeah, we can't complain. We have been bestowed with such a superpower, that's our brain, right? So we have to make use of that. It's okay to feel sad at that moment. Let's feel those feelings. Let's acknowledge them. Let's accept them. Let's brain dump them. Let's write down them. But then stand up and solve the issues. Find the ways
to make it your own definition of perfect.
Family.
Because perfect, it can mean something different to
Yes,
everybody,
yeah.
right?
If your partner smiles to you, if they talk to you, they listen to your endless, your day routine, like what you did in the day. If that makes you happy, you have to work on those things, like how I can make it happen, how I can make it happen with my partner. So yeah, that's what they need to work on.
Now, before I move on to our final question, what are some healthy ways to respond when others, like family, friends, social media, seem to have the perfect family lives? How can we respond to that in a healthy way?
I think the best, same thing. You have to accept your feeling, how you're feeling. Once you do that, after you acknowledge your feeling that you're having some feeling, your body feels something by seeing this perfect picture family, and then same you have to, but you can same thing. You have to control your thoughts. You don't have to say like, no, it's this is same. Perfection is illusion. They can have their messy time. They must be having their imperfect moments. We have to accept this. We have to manage this thought process here so that it does not affect our behavior. Because when we are thinking about like we don't have a perfect family, we don't have a good family, we are not perfect, it will show up in our behavior. We will be having aggression, we won't be giving respect to each other in our family. So to control that, to manage that behavior, we have to work on the thought process. So this is the healthiest way of responding to such things, is by accepting your feelings. By accept your feelings and then manage your thought process. Don't go to that situation where your behavior will show that you're not happy, and work out and
Work on it.
Yeah, work on it.
Okay. Now, if you could leave our listeners with one message about what truly makes a family strong beyond the myths and the expectations, what would that message be?
I would say emotional security. Emotional security.
Aim for emotional security.
Aim for emotional security. Provide emotional security to your family. Emotional awareness, emotional intelligence is the main part. Because when you're providing emotional security to your family, to your kids grow into as an emotionally intelligent persons, where they are.
And we need more of those.
Yes, that's what we need. We need emotionally resilient children, emotionally compassionate children. So we need to be compassionate. We have to be compassionate. We have to be emotionally aware, and emotional security is a thing which we need to give it to our families.
Right.
It will help us to raising emotionally resilient children. So that is my message. Always be emotionally available for your family members, whether children, whether
and
your
for
spouse,
yourself.
and yourself. Exactly. When you feel same thing, emotionally exhausted, emotionally overwhelmed, give yourself some time to think, to get recharged. So emotional security is the best. The compassion and emotional security is the foundation.
I love that. I love that so much. Thank you so much, Aaliya, for coming back, making
My
some time
pleasure.
for us again out of your day, and being able to be here and, speak to us, speak to our listeners, help them out with some advice, and teach us new things. You know what I'm saying? Last time we talked about breaking cultural conditioning, which I still think one of our top 10 episodes was the cultural conditioning. We bonded so much through that. And I think, again, today, through, breaking down the myth of the perfect family, I think a lot of our listeners really needed an episode like this, because clearly a lot of them feel some type of way about that perfect image of a family.
We'll end up this show also on this mess. Perfection is illusion. Perfection is illusion. It's the stereotype conditioned society system that ask us to perform, that decides our worth, that our worth is based on how we appear or how we act.
Right.
And then social media, we have to break these. This is all illusion. Just we all have raw messy moments. Everybody have this, believe me. And so choose perfection, presence over perfection. That will help you to create those strong family bonds.
I love it so much. Again, thank you for being here today.
My pleasure.
And for
Thank you
helping
so
us
much.
and our listeners out. We couldn't be more happy and thankful to have you.